Is the Sushant Singh Rajput case, which has now been handed over to the CBI, as much about politics as it is about law and evidence? It's a tough question to answer, but my sense is the politics is creeping and slowly likely to even dominate the narrative of this case. Remember, it started off as a Bihar versus Maharashtra battle when it was between the Bihar police and the Mumbai police. Bihar politicians jumped in, the ruling JDU BJP combined, the opposition RJD and the Lok Janshakti party, each of which sought to appropriate the CBI for Sushant campaign as its own. Sushant Singh Rajput's case in that sense became a case of Bihari pride. Not too tough to understand why that's happening. There are elections in Bihar in November, and for a government in particular in Bihar that is beleaguered by floods and COVID, Sushant Singh Rajput is a good way to distract public attention from the seemingly real issues of the time. When you have what is going on in Maharashtra, which is just as fascinating, remember, an attempt has been made to suggest that the Mumbai police was acting under political pressure. The question is, pressure from whom? Remember, the Home Minister of the state is from the NCP, Anil Deshmukh. The Chief Minister, Uddhav Thackeray, and more crucially his son Aditya Thackeray, who's a minister, have been dragged into this case. Even suggestions being made that Aditya Thackeray could have had something to do with the Sushant Singh Rajput case. At least that was the campaign run on social media. This despite the fact that there is no proof at all of Aditya even knowing Sushant or Riya Chakraborty. And yet, the manner in which this campaign has run, the manner in which the BJP leaders of Mumbai have targeted the Home Minister and Aditya Thackeray clearly suggests they want to use this case to make the Maha Vikas Aghadi government vulnerable. And then there is another twist to it. Parth Pawar, the grandnephew of Sharad Pawar, who contested the 2019 elections unsuccessfully, also echoes the demand for a CBI inquiry and then says Satyameva Jayate when the inquiry is ordered. He is the son of the Deputy Chief Minister and NCP leader Ajit Pawar. The same Ajit Pawar who had a brief flirtation with the BJP a year ago. That didn't quite work out, but the buzz is that Ajit Pawar is once again mending fences with the BJP. So could the NCP be a divided house, and could the Sushant case become a trigger for those divisions to come out into the open? All of this could end up destabilizing the Maharashtra government. So clearly there is politics that is being played out. And since the elections are only in November in Bihar, expect the politicking to continue. What about the evidence in this case? That remains the big question mark. And that's an answer we expect the CBI to give us. Can they really crack the case? And what if Riya Chakraborty is innocent? What will the politicians then say? This is Rajdeep Sardesai for NewsMo.